Hello YouTube, Red to Green here with another recap. Today is December 17th, 2021. I traded 8 stocks in total, more like 4, I'd say. Well, I have 8 in the list. Today was a slow day. I was distracted a lot. I was in and out of the market, wasn't really focusing. So I'm glad to be up over $100. I'm up $110.53. Yeah, it was a kind of slow day again. This week has been kind of interesting, and it's actually good to have this experience to know what kind of week you can expect pre-holidays or whoever knows why it is. Well, let's go over some of the trades I've done. So one of the stocks that was interesting was GNFT. And GNFT was BFRI and ISIG. So ADGI, right? ADGI was a crazy mover yesterday. I was watching it at pre-market, and ADGI actually gave this initial pop at the market open, and I was watching that break of 1620, and it happened. I didn't get in. That was TOS. You got to be really careful when you first get in. It's usually okay after about 30 seconds or so, but sometimes it's first a minute or two. It could be iffy. So just not a huge share size, and just you could play around. If you want to trade at the first 10 seconds, first 3 seconds of the market open, just get a light speed or a center point. So what I did in ADGI was I used small share size, and I basically jumped on that flush to VWAP and the breakdown of a 1580, because that range, it usually happens. And the reason I was doing it is because I was anticipating, we had a crazy move yesterday, post-market. Well, a lot of people probably kind of FOMO'd it, so they wanted to see if it could halt right away, and that's exactly what was happening. And I saw that. I took a chance on the VWAP as soon as I saw that green volume coming in right below the 1580, and I got in at 1593, I believe, and I was out at 1644. So yeah, very small share size. So that's why I'm up $30 on it. So nothing crazy, but that was it, and it just sold off. I was waiting actually for that next 1 minute to make a new high, and it kind of did, and it was a false breakout, and I think I got out really quick, and there was a minimal loss. So overall, $30 on it, not bad, and that was it. It was selling for the rest of the day. I didn't even touch it. One other stock was interesting that I don't want to go over all of them. I just kind of was going to touch some of the interesting ones. Is the GNFT, and GNFT it's mostly my fault that I'm down on it, because I was up at some point $40 on it, and by the way, my P&L was up 170 at some point, and I gave back $60, and that's where I kind of just decided to shut down. And guess what? That GNFT was the $60 I gave back. I decided to come back and trade it after lunch around 1 a.m. when I saw that spike back to 5. And then I started scalping it, and I was hoping, okay, it's going to do it again. And that next candle actually never really, it was always false breakout, and the spread increased. The spread was like 4 cents at some 5 cents at some point. And it wasn't really good for scalping. I would get in, I would see that move. I see the actual ask will go up, but the bids will never move. So it was kind of like weird, and you don't see the bids go up, and you kind of just get stuck. And if TOS fills you in the middle or high ask, then you're pretty much stuck in that, plus the spread. So I always was like giving back some more than I was gaining. And the gains were like 2 cents, and the give backs were 4 cents. So not a very good ratio. So and the reason I traded GNFT after one, I did gain about $30 on it at that time, because that initial spike actually was nice, and I had good fills. I guess that rush of volume was actually helpful for a spread and fills, but then the volume basically dropped down and tapered down, and I I lost $60 on it, and that's why I'm down 36 on it. So yeah, and that's kind of set a stage for me. I was like, yeah, I think it's a sign to shut it down, and I did. So that's the only stock that I'm red in during the market. EZFL was basically just a boredom play, was tiny share size during the pre-market, nothing crazy. $2.75. I was just bored and see if it could run and happen, but of course it never did. BFRI also scalped a little. BFRI was nice all week. It had good momentum. It had the little pullbacks, a lot of fake breakouts and stuff. Nothing crazy on it. I didn't really see a follow throughs on it, just like any other day. But I guess if you spend time, I just didn't have time today. Like I said, I was distracted and I was kind of in and out. If you focus and just kind of zone in on this and just sit and trade it, scalp it, understand the way it works, like you feel it for this day, and you probably could have managed a lot better. Was that? But I just didn't have that energy today to do it. So that's why I think just $13, nothing bad, 12.92. Um, Now the interesting one is the ISIG. ISIG, one time I don't know, was it? Yeah, the funny thing is, um, the day before yesterday, so on the 15th, I actually lost $63 on it, and now I gained $63. So it actually I'm break even on it for what, for a week. Well, I think I traded it. Yeah, I traded it more, but nonetheless. So the the ISIG was exactly same setup as it was the day before yesterday. It popped, and this time I actually waited for the next 1 minute candle, and that pop was happening, and I saw that volume coming in. I was like, okay, we're gonna halt. And I know a lot of people start trading it around 21.30, but I got in at 22.50 or 22.43 for that break of 50, and then it actually spiked up really fast, and that's where I was able to get out. It was quick, and if I wouldn't have got out, I would have been down anyway. So that was actually a sneaky trade that I managed to scalp, and it was a small share size too. I used 75 shares, and it tells you like what, 80 cents, 90 cents scalp, but it was like almost $1.50 or $2 move, right? Yeah, it was almost $1.50. So yeah, that just tells you how volatile these stocks can be, and I mean, it's a $22 stock. It was a $20 stock, so obviously you could expect some range in it. Um, BLPH is the next stock I traded. BLPH. When did I trade BLPH? Actually, BLPH was an early market open. I was I was waiting for this freaking 370 to break into 380, break of pre-market high, and it would have been such a nice trade if it would have just broke that 370, 380, and then pulled back to 370, and then spiked back into the four. That's the trade I was actually hoping, and I started to scalp kind of initially, first 5 minutes, and it was kind of about it was showing the signs that it was going to do it. And if you look at the 1 minute chart, it kind of hovered here, you see, and then it kind of retraced, and I saw, like, okay, there's a lot of buying going on. Look at this bottoming wicks. It's a lot of support, so I keep buying the VWAP, and I was waiting for this 360, 370 to break, and it wasn't. It was like all over the place, and I get in, get out, 3 cents here, 5 cents here. So anyway, I'm up $30 on it, scalped it, no follow through, and as you can see, there's not a big gainer today, right? There's not a $300, $200, $250 gain for me, and it tells you that, first of all, I wasn't focused on one stock, and second of all, there was no follow throughs. I was up $30, down $30, so that's kind of the day, right? And break even for some stocks. So just and you know my trading style. I'm feeling for that momentum. I'm feeling for the stock move, and usually I take time to understand the way the stock moves, and and that could be a bad thing. Well, not a bad thing. It could be, I could be missing out. That's what I'm trying to say. Just the time it takes to learn a stock. It could be like, okay, well, now I understand the stock. I'm ready, and then all of a sudden it's over. Like, okay, you lost your chance. So sometimes you just gotta balance that. And you remember, like early this year, right, when we had this momentum, or last year, you didn't have to, like, you could take all the time in the world to understand the stock, and it would just continue to move, right? Because there was so much volume, so much momentum in it. You could take it to, I was like, okay, I understand how it moves. It took like 2 hours to understand the stock, and then you start trading, and you were up. You could gain a good amount. No, not in this market, not today. You just got to be either quick or just don't trade it at all, or wait for that stock that would allow you to do that type of trading. So, and that's kind of how today went. I wasn't expecting much today at all. Friday, right? I mean, a lot of corporates go on holidays, and a lot of people are just don't want to work and spend some time with the families, and setting up for just that festive mood. So, next week, that's the last week before Christmas. So I'm expecting to be dead, and that's what I suggest you all guys do. Just take the holidays. I mean, market's not going anywhere. It's gonna be here even after we're all gone. So it's definitely, sometimes got to set your priorities right. I'm glad to be up over $100. Nothing crazy. I mean, I wish I could make more today, but I lost $60 on it. I was up 170, and I was like, I'm shutting down. I know some moves. I know some of you guys traded the moves after lunch. There was some moves happening. I believe, wasn't it GNFT and BFRI? Yeah, look, GNFT, that popped to 570. Then BFRI moved to 850. So, I mean, there's definitely some movement going on in a late afternoon. So yeah, I'm just ready for the weekend and ready for Monday. Not ready. I'm trying to get ready for Monday, and it's gonna be a good day on Monday, hopefully, right? Set it up. Um, yeah, I don't really have nothing crazy like yesterday. No ADGI type of move like yesterday. I know some people were expecting it to, but hopefully you guys did well today. Traded some of the movers and up really nice for the holidays. And hit a like, subscribe. I'm gonna continue doing recaps, and I'll see you guys on Monday.